So I'm not going to sort of like rehash everything that happened during our vacation, but there are a couple things that I do want to get to. One of them is that Donald Trump appeared to neurologically malfunction during a speech for the right-wing on-campus group Turning Point USA. Donald Trump slurred his way through this speech. He went on a very strange rant about windmills, which I will get to. But the moment that is attracting a lot of attention and also garnering demands for a full neurological workup at a proper medical facility is the moment where Donald Trump slurred his language at the exact time that he appeared to spasm or twitch his shoulders. Now, the audio alone doesn't do justice, so we've been playing the video for our television audience to see. Let's now actually listen to, it's just a 12-second clip.
And let me begin by wishing you a beautiful, look, you remember this? Do you remember they were trying to take Christmas out of...
This is getting very difficult to ignore, to pretend that everything is fine. But once again, even if you excuse this particular moment, the behavior the rest of the speech was odd. Now, as far as this goes, which some people are calling, again, a neurological malfunction or some kind of a spasm, I got emails from some folks saying, David, the condition tardive dyskinesia seems to maybe be a fit here. Although when I look that up, it's not totally clear to me that it is. And of course, I am no medical professional. Even if you excuse this moment, the behavior of the entire speech was odd. Here's the part where Donald Trump talked about windmills. He's talking about wind farms. He's still calling them windmills, making absolutely no sense whatsoever.
An economy based on wind. I never understood wind. I know windmills very much. I've studied it better than anybody. I know it's very expensive. They're made in China and Germany mostly. Very few made here, almost none. But they're manufactured tremendous, if you're into this, tremendous fumes, gases are spewing into the atmosphere. We have a world, right? So the world is tiny compared to the universe. So tremendous amount of fumes and everything. You talk about the carbon footprint. Fumes are spewing into the air, right? Spewing. Whether it's in China, Germany, it's going into the air. It's our air, their air, everything, right? So they make these things, and then they put them up. And if you own a house within vision of some of these monsters, your house is worth 50% of the price. They're noisy. They kill the birds. You want to see a bird graveyard? You just go. Take a look. A bird graveyard? Go under a windmill someday.
It went on from there. I think he referred to China as Gina, which is really weird. He's looking at windmills very strongly. He studied them very much. This is that repetitive overuse of certain linguistic crutches that we've observed with Donald Trump before. Most people don't know that. The world is tiny compared to the universe. That's another one of his linguistic crutches that he uses when he seems to sort of get confused, meandering about where he's going. Calling wind farms monsters is just an odd touch. And then here is that sort of slowed down slurring from Trump, inclusive of that spasm moment.
Maybe on the low side. So if anybody wants to be a nice conservative talk show host, it's not a bad living, I will say. But I have to say he's a very unique guy, and he's a great man, and he's been a great friend. So thank you to Rush. Thank you. And let me begin by wishing you a beautiful, look, you remember this? Do you remember they were trying to take Christmas out of Christmas? You remember?
So once again, you can say the Christmas spasm wasn't a spasm. That's what Trump considers comedy in some way. Well, what about the slurring and the total incoherence about windmills? The question that's coming up more and more is, if this keeps getting worse, if he continues to seemingly deteriorate, what will he be like by the time of the general election debates against the eventual Democratic nominee? And maybe more importantly, before our vacation, Donald Trump teased the idea that he might participate in the debates. Maybe he would do more debates. Maybe he would do fewer. Maybe he would do none at all, depending on what he wants. He said as president, it's ultimately up to him. Is all of that related to starting to lay the groundwork to just not do any debates, because he would come completely unglued during a 90-minute debate? I don't know the answer to that. Democrats, what I do know is that Democrats would really have to run someone terrible to come away looking like they lost the debate to this guy. Trump can barely put together a coherent thought at this point in time. And I still wouldn't put it past Democrats to nominate someone that will make Trump not look that bad and make it at least plausible that Donald Trump is holding it together during the debates. I hope that doesn't happen. I think most of you understand what I'm talking about and what I'm getting at, but continued very bizarre behavior from Donald Trump. Call it what you want. I do want to hear from you. What do you think went on in this video? Leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube or send me a tweet at Pakman. I want to tell you about a really great YouTube channel we're partnering with. It's called Upflip TV, and they've just recently launched. They have some excellent content for anybody interested in business and entrepreneurship. Check them out at davidpakman.com/flip. That's FLIP. That'll redirect you to their YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe while you're there. It is a YouTube channel that I'd recommend to anyone in the David Pakman Show audience who owns a business, runs a business, is thinking about starting a business, or even if you just like learning new things about how business works. They interview successful entrepreneurs, business owners, giving them a place to tell their stories and share strategies so viewers can benefit from their insight and apply their wisdom to your own businesses. All of the content is about educating and inspiring people. In each video, Upflip TV showcases a different type of startup. It could be a coffee shop or a landscaping business or a real estate agency. You'll see how the business was often started from scratch, what a workday looks like, how to become and remain successful in that business. And they don't just interview people, they actually examine each business from inside out in a really unique way that distills the valuable lessons that you can take from their stories. I find the content fascinating. They're friends of the David Pakman Show. I would love it if you would go and support their new YouTube channel and what they're doing. I think you'll very quickly become a fan. Like I said, get there by going to davidpakman.com/flip. That's FLIP. And make sure to subscribe to their channel when you're there.